Molly Allen and welcome to US Crash Course History. Today we're going to be talking about American superheroes, or more specifically, the creation and evolution of American superheroes. In fact, the appearance of what's typically known as the first superhero appears in comic books in 1938 with the publication of Action Comics #1 starring Siegel and Schuster's Superman. The birth of American modernism and modernization is the key cultural development that what will lead to the definition of the superhero genre. So we're going to start with the golden age of superheroes, which takes place between 1938 and 1950, and of course we have to start with the most famous of all, Superman. Superman helped to create the superhero archetype and establish its primacy in the comic books. He goes by Big Blue Boy Scout, the Son of Krypton, Man of Steel, Man of Tomorrow, Clark Kent, and Kal-El, which is his true alien name. Clark Kent was discovered on Earth and adopted by a lovely Kansas couple. They were farmers, so cute, aw. He grew up, found his abilities, learned to control and conceal them, and got a job working as a journalist at the Daily Planet. His love interest is Lois Lane, ooh la la. But while he goes around saving the world, he does have one famous weakness. Kryptonite. So, Superman is one of our first Golden Age superheroes, and he will eventually team up with other Golden Age superheroes, as well as other Age superheroes, to form the Justice League, but we will get to that later. Next we have Batman and Robin. Batman's parents died at a very young age, so he devoted his life to avenging their death and eventually becomes the Dark Knight of Gotham City. And contrary to many other superheroes, Batman is completely human and serves as a vigilante rather than a superhero, thus undermining the whole theme, but we're going to keep talking about Batman because he's freaking awesome. So Batman serves to save Gotham City in the night and fights some of the most infamous villains such as the Joker. In the 1939 comics, Batman takes in a young child under his wing. Get it? Under his wing? I'm funny. This boy was Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson was part of an acrobatic family in Haley's Circus when a mobster sabotaged their show and Dick's whole family died except for his uncle who was left in a coma. Bruce, feeling sympathy for this boy because of their similar backstories, takes in and adopts Dick Grayson and trains him to become Robin so he could avenge his family just like Bruce did. Bruce, aka the Batman. Robin was such an influential character in the superhero universe because not only was he the very first sidekick, I don't believe in sidekicks though, Robin, you're a hero, but for the sake of this video, I will call you a sidekick. Not only was he the first sidekick, he served as such a symbolic character to young children reading the comics. After the introduction of Robin, the sales of comic books rise drastically, and more sidekicks were created, such as Aqualad, Kid Flash, and Wonder Girl. Thank you, Robin. Next we have Captain America. Captain America serves as an icon during World War II. He was designed as a patriotic super soldier who fought the Axis power during the World War. He wears a patriotic flag motif and uses a nearly indestructible shield that he throws at his foes. His real name is Steve Rogers, who starts out as a wimpy kid who wants to join the draft, but due to his physical appearance and body type, he used an experimental serum to aid the United States government in fighting Germany during the World War. He's helping us out. He helps the US by fighting the great enemy Hydra. Oh man, can I tell you about Hydra? Hydra is led by this ugly man and his little chubby sidekick right here. The war then begins. Captain America just serves as a symbol and an icon who travels around and inspires people, but he gets bored of that because he's way cooler. Yay, he's our hero. He falls in love with a woman named Peggy Carter, and he basically wins the war for America, but there's a lot more with Hydra and all that stuff, so he ends up crashing his plane into the ocean, freezes, and wakes up 70 years later. But America won the war. Thanks, Captain. Now we have Wonder Woman. She's great. I don't need to explain it to you. Thanks, Wonder Woman. Next we have the Flash. Although the Flash debuted in the comics of 1940, he is more considered a superhero of the Silver Age, which is 1956 and 1970. This is because that is when the popularity of the Flash drastically increased. There are many different versions of the Flash, such as Wally West, Jay Garrick, and Bart Allen, but Barry Allen is by far the most popular. Barry Allen serves as a forensic scientist in Central City Police Department, and during one of his experiments he is struck by lightning. Long story short, he becomes the Flash. While Barry may have many different motives for being this hero, he embraces the role of the Scarlet Speedster in order to save his city. The Flash encourages young readers to enjoy science and physics, just like he did, to do great things. Next we have Iron Man, or you can say Tony Stark. He was a wealthy American businessman, playboy, and ingenious engineer. Wow, what a guy. Tony Stark becomes Iron Man after suffering a horrible kidnapping and a severe chest injury. His captors tell him to build a weapon of mass destruction, but being the smart guy he is, he builds a suit of mass destruction instead. Thus, Iron Man is born. He's so awesome, he uses his inventions at Stark Industries, named after himself because he's just so cool. And he uses the suit and other versions of it to save the world as Iron Man. He conceals his identity at first, but his city finds out quickly, and he becomes even more of a celebrity. Next we have Thor. Thor is a different kind of superhero. First debuting in the comic Journey into Mystery number 83 in 1962, he is neither human nor superhuman. He was a god. Thor comes from ancient Norse mythology. He's a hammer-wielding badass who can control lightning, thunder, yada yada yada. Here's his hammer. This isn't his hammer, Emily. That's a sword. Anyway, not becoming much of a popular figure until recent live-action movies, Thor is a symbol of ancient knowledge and intelligence. It looks like it's time for the mystery document. Oh, thank you, Emily. You know how this works. Emily gives me a document, I read it, I try to figure out who the author is. If I don't, I get shocked. If I do, I'm free. Nice try, Emily. So, here's the document. It says, with great power comes great responsibility. This is from a superhero. I'm gonna say Captain America. Well, that hurt, Emily. But it's time to move on to the Bronze Age. Not many superheroes from the Bronze Age are popular, so we're just gonna talk about one. To be honest, they're all pretty lame. So we're gonna talk about Green Arrow. Green Arrow is a vigilante of Starling City, and he uses his billions of dollars to protect the city in the quiet dark of night. His name is Oliver Queen, and he is portrayed differently in many different versions of Green Arrow. From the fun-loving mentor of Artemis and Speedy in Young Justice, to the dark and gloomy loner in Arrow. Now we get into the modern age, which is 1985 to present. While not many superheroes are being created nowadays, fans can still be awed by live-action movies. For example, Wonder Woman just came out, and a third rendition of Spider-Man is coming out this July. The modern age allows fans from comics to actually see the pows and kabooms in real life. Man, what would we do without movies? So I told you their story, but why do superheroes matter? Well, for starters, when comic books were created, they actually encourage young children to read. While it might not exactly be a Jane Austen novel, you can still see a child reading a comic book, understanding and reciprocating the knowledge. Furthermore, comic books inspire people, and so do their superheroes. I'm sure you can understand that seeing a flying man or a canary screeching woman will encourage you to do something better with your life, but it's not just that. It's Peter Parker avenging his uncle, it's Dick Grayson overcoming such a dark past, and it's Barry Allen being a top-notch scientist and a speedster at the same time. Even more than that, while these comic books were created in the 1940s, it was the same time as World War II, and it encouraged people to stand up for their country and enjoy superheroes like Captain America, who encourage the nation. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next week. Crash Course US History is brought to you by Captain High School. Animations are done by Emily Liu. The show is written by Emily and myself. Script supervisor is Nick Brent, and associate producer is Stephen McGill. Or you can say Tony Stark. He was a wealthy American businessman, playboy, and ingenious tech and being a speedster at the same time. Furthermore, in the 1940s, comic books served as an icon and encouragement during the Now we get into the modern age, which is 1985 to present. While not many superheroes are being created nowadays, fans can Wait.
No.
So we're going to start with the golden age of superheroes, which takes place between 1938 and 1950. We're going to start with, of course, the Superman. Superman helped to create the superhero archetype and establish supremacy within the American comic pop category. Next we have Batman and Robin. Batman's parents died at a very young age, so he devoted his life to avenging them.
What the?